All right, bang. Today is Wednesday. It's May 17th. Welcome to the Dog Walk presented by Barstool Sports. Free swim Wednesday. Myself, Danny, Chief.
You tired?
No, why?
You seem a little.
Me?
Yeah.
I actually feel
melancholy. You sad about something?
Well, I'm on call right now. See, this is my job. This is my real job, but I do have another job that I'm tending to right now. Pat Bev will probably be screaming my name from the other studio. That's why we're in. That's why we're in the big studio today, because Pat Bev's doing his show, and I am on call to bring him beer, bring him Miller Lite every time he needs one.
We got to get him a bell. It'll make it easier for you.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things where, like, I really like Pat Bev. Good guy. Love when he's in the office. He does not know my name. He does not know my name. He doesn't know Danny's name. Doesn't know Dave's name. The only person's name who he knows is yours. So, like, you're in a better standing, but you're also, like, in the fucking cement mixer with him.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all right, though. I think we're on the path to being best friends.
How long does this, that's what I thought, but how long does this last? How long do you have to be his beer servant?
It was supposed to be a 2-day deal, two-term deal. He didn't count the last one because I came in midway. So this is the first day, technically. So
So he wouldn't burn another one today.
Well,
it's infinite.
It's days. Yes,
oh, so he could have 30 beers hypothetically.
Correct.
Yeah.
He could go 30, and he could. I'll be there just firing them off a conveyor belt.
30 trips to the fridge.
Correct. Yeah. So if I get up, please continue your conversation.
Okay.
And don't mind me.
We'll just wait for you. Actually, dead silence.
Just pause it away.
Listening to the echoes of
beer. No, I feel good though. How are you guys?
I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any weekend happenings? Anything going on?
I got a wedding coming up this weekend.
There we go.
Yeah. I'm already, so we was through, and I'm in it, so I have to wear a tux.
Wow.
I haven't worn
Chiefy
a
tux.
I haven't worn a tux in a while, and I'm real nervous because I ordered it online. It arrived. I haven't tried it on yet, but like that was the thing. Like it's like here, like click on this, and this is like everybody gets their, you enter your sizes. So like I'm gonna go home today. It's like the most anxiety I think I've ever had is like because I look at, and even if you have like, and this is not even like a fat guy thing, but even if I was like in better shape, clothes for me are always difficult. I have had the thickest thighs and the biggest ass you've ever seen. Yeah. Like Dave used to say, I got an ass that won't quit and it's never going away. And that is a fact. So now it's like I got to go home. I got to get all dressed up in this tux and see if I can sausage myself into it. And then I got like 3 days to potentially get it altered between now and the wedding.
Or just 3 days to lose a bunch of weight.
And you had the opportunity to go get it fitted though.
No. Well, like the whole thing, like the groom set it up. So it's like we're using this service to get these tux. Did you go to like a place that does the measurements? It's all online.
But you could go get your measurements.
I mean, I
somewhere.
suppose if I could go to a random place, be like, "Can you take my measurements?"
Yeah.
But they're like, "What are you buying?" Nothing. That would be kind of fucking weird.
I was like, "Yeah, I'll come back." I don't know.
Maybe that didn't occur to me.
Is that a free service? Just going in a place, getting measured, but not buying anything?
Yeah, I think. I mean, yeah.
You could walk into a shoe carnival and use that foot scale.
Yeah, that's foot scale.
I feel like if you're going to like a Men's Warehouse or a suit place, like I got a suit for I got a blazer and a tux for my buddy's wedding. That was the last time I had to wear a tux. His wedding was black tie. It was like I wasn't in it, but it was black tie, which was kind of nice. It was fancy. And
or you duke them a 20 and be like, "Hey, thank you for your time."
Yeah, but at that place I was getting the tux, so like I felt like that's baked into the service. But I'm not like, hey, if I'm not getting a tux from you, I'm gonna walk in and be like, measure my fucking inseam.
Yeah, why not?
Measure my neck.
Yeah, the neck that's always been I got a thick neck too.
I don't think that's a big deal. I think you need to know. It's better than guessing. How did you do it? You were just
memory,
and
then like erred on the side of too big.
I mean, that's just a disaster waiting to happen. All your anxiety right now is valid.
I know, but I'm gonna put everything on, and
you can't walk into a Men's Warehouse, ask them to measure you, and leave.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, why not?
Because you're not buying anything. You're
you
wasting
have
your
to
time.
buy. So I thought about just going in. I haven't.
If you go in there and you're not a jack, I'll be like, hey, I just need my measurements. Like, is there? I bet you they charge for them. I bet you that's not abnormal. It's like, yeah, it's like $15 to get your like. I bet you
if they charge for them, it's different.
Yeah, but I've never heard of that. Have you heard of that? Have you?
To go get your measurements somewhere?
It's part
I
of
mean,
the
I've never
package
done
deal.
it. Don't get me wrong.
Why isn't there just like an app for this where it's like you can just like walk in a circle
It scans you.
and it just scans your body and be like, you got a fucking thick neck and a big ass. Here's your sizes.
The next episode of Shark Tank.
Yeah.
You got the tech ready for it?
Yeah. Me and my people are working it out.
The software?
No, I was at a bachelor party this weekend though, so
Let's go.
probably hung over till Friday.
Fuck.
Again.
How was it, dude? And you go to Little People Wrestling?
No, not this time around.
No.
We basically were just a bunch of degenerates and stayed in the Airbnb all weekend. We had a boat on a lake in the yard.
Smoke cigs and
Smoke cigs.
Did you get out on the lake? Or you just,
Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't just stay in the Airbnb.
No, we were in the yard too.
you're
Okay.
a cig when drunk guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many are you
Especially bachelor
talking?
party.
Yeah.
I didn't really even have a pack this weekend.
Is
but
it
I
like an
still probably
automatic?
had- No, after you're drunk, you know.
But like if you're drunk, odds are you're smoking cigs.
yeah, probably.
Okay.
And a weekend like this, definitely.
How many times out of 10 do you get the drools?
From liquor, like
Yeah.
puking.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm gonna puke every single time, but how much do I puke from liquor or booze? I
Yeah.
remember I went all of college without puking from beer or liquor, drinking
Really?
in general. Yeah,
That seems
Yeah,
impossible.
I
you
puked
got-
the first night and the last night, and many times in between.
you know what's
Yeah.
funny? I remember. I think it was like my first 3 videos that I was ever in here, and I managed to puke on video every time, and it wasn't like some sort of Steve-O jackass stunt. I just like randomly ended up puking.
Yeah, you're on a boat.
Like the
puking.
first one, Miller Lite, I found out the hard way that I'm a seasick guy. And so we were just there setting sail on the SS Miller, drinking some beers, probably for an ad. And then meanwhile, I'm puking in the background.
It was multiple pukes.
Oh, it was like aggressive pukes, like veins out of the forehead.
This is one of those. Yeah.
Like I was so
Thought your
sick.
esophagus
Well,
ripped?
here's the other thing about, I always
That's a
thought
concern.
strange about your puking that day. You chose to puke in the onboard toilet, which would have to be drained and cleaned, as opposed to just puking off the side. Just puke off the side, man.
Well, at first, so I never had this sensation before. I'm like, I didn't eat anything crazy today. I had like 4 beers and my stomach is killing me. And so then I went to try to keep it discreet, but our cameraman at the time was obviously waiting right outside of the bathroom door after. So I was like, okay, it's going to be a one and done thing. Then it wasn't stopping.
You lived in there the rest of the day.
Yeah, the waves were choppy, and then it got to a point where I just couldn't control my throw up, and I was puking off the side of the boat. And then the second one, I had told White Sox Dave I would do a challenge against him years ago, probably like 2018, and I committed to it. And then a couple days after, Eddie and Carl had asked me to go to Eastern for a Jimmy Garoppolo watch party. So then it ended up that that morning I had to do a 3-hour ride back after college level drinking and then go right into eating a 5-pound grilled cheese against Dave. So that's going to cause me to puke. I don't think I would have puked if I wasn't hungover though.
Okay.
And then I was just behind the scenes for the Malort factory. And
You puked there too?
a little bit. I had the heavy drools and like a couple monster loogies. I don't know by definition if we can call it puke, but that fucking remember that plant?
That was horrible.
Plant?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't expecting that rolling in there. If I didn't gnaw on
that's
that,
the worm.
hay,
That's wormwood.
yeah, the wormwood.
Yeah.
So it was just
I have
like,
a hard time saying that.
You were gnawing on it?
They gave us so the stuff that gives Malort that flavor, it comes from like an actual plant called wormwood, which I never knew that.
I knew that.
So
I
I
didn't know
thought
you could eat the
wormwood
plant.
was like
You could just gnaw on it.
like it was the type of barrel that you like
Mhm.
the like
I know
if
what you
you're
mean. Yeah.
if you're storing whiskey and it's like, oh, it's a double-aged smoked barrel or whatever they do. I thought wormwood was just like, it was like normal liquor that they just stored in a weird type of wood. But no, it's like this actual little like disgusting grassy plant.
And I kind of missed the memo on that. I was like getting B-roll with my phone, and I knew that they all gnawed on it. And they're like, hey, you want to try this? Like, didn't tell me that it was the grossest thing in the world. I was
It
like,
was.
sure.
So it tasted like Malort.
Like,
it was
like a
worse.
higher concentrated.
Oh.
It was horrible.
Like getting stuck in your teeth. It was like,
And it
you were
like-
also like chewing on hay.
Yeah. And it had like these little like flour, like didn't look like a flower, but that kind of consistency, like a little prickly, like cotton ball kind of thing on it, and which I assume was the flower. And if you got a nibble of that, like you couldn't get it out of your mouth.
And then actually last week,
I think it was probably poison.
Yeah, it was. If you would have told me it was poison, I would have believed you. And then last week, actually, this wasn't in any of our videos, but Lance was still filming me. When I was filming the Connor Bedard reaction that the Hawks got him, I managed to accidentally swallow 2 Zins. And they were just posted up in my chest. And then we got back to the office. We got back to the office. I puked one out in the back. And Lance had been moving his car. And I was still out there gagging in the meantime. And I was like, I'm not sure if I couldn't remember if I put 2 in or not. And it was revealed that I did.
Yikes.
After I puked the second one out. So
yeah,
it's just accidentally puking on camera.
Damn.
That's a lot of puke.
But now I'm the puke guy, but
I mean,
I'm really not. It's not like I have like a squeamish stomach, really. It's just wrong place, wrong time.
I've associated you with puke since that first day of Miller Lite boat.
Yeah, see, that makes sense, but it's not fair.
I don't know. You got IBS. I feel like,
it's always too busy coming out one end.
You always talk about the Drools, and I was just like, he just might be a Drools guy.
Do you still get the Drools like every time you take a shot of like, say, JMO or tequila?
No, it used to happen every time in college. I was not a shot guy.
Yeah, I'm still not a shot guy.
And then one day I just grew into, I was okay. Like I figured it out.
You know what really kind of pushed me towards being able to handle shots better? Is just hanging out with White Sox Dave, because you just get a lot of reps because he is the shot guy.
10,000 hours.
Unrelated, but I noticed Fasoli is in here for the first time this week. His first week in Chicago, coming from New York. He already has a key pass. How'd that happen?
I got him one this morning.
Dude, that was very nice of you. I've been going to that New York office and banging on the glass for 5 years, hoping that somebody is walking by at the same time as me, because I still, after all this time, I never got a key card to New York.
Yeah,
it's kind of bullshit.
It was more like I don't want to be dealing with Fasoli. Text me like 7 a.m. Hey, I'm outside the office. Here's your key. I don't know. He's got a different schedule than us.
I got an inflatable Viva sign that I got to wheel into the office. Please let me in.
So when I used to work at the bar, there was all these regulars there, just a couple, plumbers, lawyers, miserable men who you'd imagine being regulars at a bar, and they would always shoot JMO. And one new guy kind of came along, and he was a regular there too, big enough drinker. But every time he would take a shot of JMO with them, he'd ask for a Coke back, a little glass of Coke. I mean, this guy's like in his 50s trying to drink with, guys who whiskeys tasted like water to them the past couple of years.
Grizzled.
Yeah. I mean, is that you just take that guy's man card away? I think I might rather puke than ask for a Coke back in front of guys like that.
Well, my thing was, and this is separate, I think it all depends on people take shots different. You tell me if this makes sense or not. I was always a throw it right back to the throat guy. And I figured that was the best way because I would get least fucked up that way. Then I started actually just sipping it. Not sipping it, but
you're slurping it down.
Yes, like how you would do a normal drink.
As if it were like milk.
Yes. And I found that works better for me.
I probably do that, or I'll put it in there and hold it in my mouth for maybe a second. It's not down the hatchet. I can't.
Down the hatch, I think, is bad.
I can't. Well, and I can't even I'm not a chugger. I can't chug beer.
That would be an instant activate of the Drools for me.
But if you hold it in your mouth, then you're getting even more of that flavor, letting it get in there, and that will make you more nauseous. Right?
I get that, but for some reason it.
That's what Durst said he does too. He lets it boil in his mouth before swallowing.
He lets it simmer.
Yeah.
See, when it's, I guess it's different for different shots for me, because if it's Malort, I'm trying to get rid of that as fast as possible. Because that aftertaste is what, I can get it down, but it's the coming back up. If you have a little burp of that, then that's you're in the danger zone. And there's been times where I'll take a shot. It'll be my first drink. It's not even it's an overserved thing. It's just that went down bad.
Oh
it's
yeah,
coming
it's
right
not.
Back
Yeah, it's
up.
not even a drunk thing.
Right.
But you say you sip it, so you just walk around the bar holding a mini.
No,
instead of being
I knew that connotation would come from.
Yeah, it's just like that.
I'm not freaking Marty Mush.
Wait, well then what do you mean?
Well, you should say what Marty does too.
You just put it back down in the bar?
No, you finish it in one sip.
Yes, I finish it in one sip, but I don't instantly just jam it to the back of my throat.
Yeah.
I drink it like I would drink a sip of water.
Yeah.
So you just still have it up to you one sip?
Yeah. That's how he does the shot. As opposed now, do a shot example.
You know what I mean? Like,
But what does that help with?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand
There's no
why. But
mechanics of it.
when I toss it back, when I just toss it straight back to the throat, it's legit like someone just opened the Hoover Dam of drools, and it makes.
When was the last time you puked from drinking?
Ooh, it's a good point.
'Cause I feel like you're a responsible guy typically.
Yeah, pretty responsible.
Yeah.
What about a shotgun? Stewie making you do a beer bong?
I know I puked. I puked at. I left Trader Todd's a couple summers ago.
Doing
Puked
karaoke.
puked in the alley behind Sheffield's. Yeah.
Damn.
So I puked in the alley of Sheffield right there.
Okay.
It was probably like 2019 maybe, but I think it's because I had some out of date beer at not those places,
At
at
other
a different
places.
place.
Yeah. One of those blue cans.
No. I don't even know what kind of beer it was.
Okay.
It may have been. I don't remember what it was, but it was not. The beer had gone bad. If you ever seen Can't Hardly Wait.
We all have excuses.
Yeah. Well, that's mine. Have you ever seen? I also have like a fear of like tearing my esophagus. Do you guys ever go through that?
Nope.
No.
Can't say I've ever feared tearing my esophagus.
During a bad puke?
Yeah, during like a violent puke.
Oh, yeah.
We know a guy it happened to.
No.
Yeah.
That's a real thing?
Yeah.
From puking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He.
Are you fucking with me?
No.
No,
yeah.
he had a bad Californian burrito.
Stop.
And he was puking so violently that it ripped his esophagus. He almost died.
So that's a new fear unlocked.
Yeah, think about it. It makes sense.
Can I tell you, like, I know, like, where the esophagus is. Like, I know it's in your throat. I don't know what it looks like. To me, it's like, it's just one of those, like, anatomy words that, like, I know it exists, but I can't, like, be like, what would that even look like? I don't know.
I don't really like that. All those things are just like basically, you know,
Chilling in there?
yeah, they're just like sour punch straws. They're just like spongy. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, even
just
like your
like-
vocal cords,
They're like
too.
red vines.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, they're able to be torn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like
The
that.
idea of that is not good.
I also feel like that's something that's not easily repaired. And then you got to be one of those people in the old smoking commercials that's like talking
Oh, the
through
radio
like,
box.
You don't always die from tobacco.
Yeah. That's less prevalent now, right? Like
I
we've overcome that.
I
We've
feel like
overcome the radiator
I don't
box.
know, ask Danny. He's a smoker.
No, I don't. In the commercials, you don't see it
Yeah.
as much.
Well, that I was watching that. I know
It's like one of my favorite Always Sunny episodes.
someone's got a radiator box.
No, but they like, because what was the name of that? The truth.com or whatever. So like Charlie like bumped into, like they were like walking on the street and doing like a street performance of truth.com. And then Charlie's like, I want in on the cause, man. I want in on the cause. And the guy's like, it doesn't really work like that. And he just starts like ripping cigs in front of him. He's like, what the fuck, man? He like freaks out. That's where I'm going to go America all over your ass. It's like, if you've seen that, you're not really a sunny guy.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah.
Are you?
A little bit, yeah.
It's not that I dislike it.
Yeah.
I want to say that I just never watched it.
You're afraid to commit to a new show.
Hulu.
Oh, I have bad show anxiety. I've talked about that before. There's just too many things.
Are you on something now?
So I'm watching live Secession and Barry, 2 episodes left of each.
Yep.
I'll be very sad when Barry's gone.
This is for sure the last season,
yeah,
Barry.
both for both of them actually. I thought the last episode of Secession was really good.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, that fucking
The election night one.
yeah, also one of the funniest scenes in the whole series, I think. With the Greg and the wasabi.
Oh yeah,
Did you see that?
I laughed out loud. Yeah.
So did I.
Yeah.
I legit laughed out
Yeah.
loud. Do you watch Secession?
Yeah,
No,
wasabi
I'm
in
not
his
caught
eyes.
up.
You'll appreciate
Yeah.
the scene if I show it to you. But yeah, I do have show anxiety, and I have anxiety from tearing an esophagus. Speaking of that, you know what I thought about the other day?
Tell us.
You know, a lot of people who fish are like catch and release.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's more cruel than just...
So there is a thinking about that. I can't remember. I think it was on a. Do you know who Steven Ranella is?
Yes.
Okay, so Steven, he's been on Rogan a bunch. He has his own show on Netflix, Mediator. It's awesome, and it's like one of those things where it's like, man, like I wish I was actually a hunter. Like he just makes it seem so cool. And when I try to do it with Sydney, I'm just like, I'm not one of these people.
No.
And even though I do like it, but he said that, like, I think it was him, that like if you do the catch and release and you have a battle like with a decent sized fish, odds are it's so exhausted that when you release it, it's just eventually just gonna like die not that long after.
And even if it lives, the anxiety of knowing that a hook can come out of nowhere and just rip you out of the fucking water.
You'd never eat again.
But like, don't they?
Is that a bug or is that something that's gonna rip me out of this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't fish notoriously have a small memory span?
Small
like they
brain?
forget where
Yeah.
they are after 24 hours.
I think it's even less than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you put it like that.
But that could also just be something that
Like
we say.
I think
too.
Yeah.
Also, like, how the fuck do they know that?
You
How
think-
do you like? Oh, we're gonna study a fish's like memory, but they say that that's why you have a memory, even like humans, is to not to like remember things. It's just to avoid things that could kill you. So it's like you're.
That's interesting. I
Yeah,
didn't know
like
that.
that's how a memory. That's like the purpose and how it was developed is not to like remember your birthday when you're 7. It's to like basically it's a defense mechanism against threats.
You think bluegills are out there getting anxiety attacks and suffering from depression?
Yeah, I mean, even if they have a 24-hour attention span, that's a bad 23 and
Yeah, but I
know,
mean, like my
50
dog
minutes.
definitely has some of that, like some anxiety about like loud noises and like
Yeah.
you know, like he knows like. He's afraid of the train, and I have the brown line runs near me, so he won't walk south because even if the train's not coming, he's like, I know it's coming eventually.
Yeah.
That's where the train is, and same thing, like he won't walk east because I bump into the red line. So
Yeah, it's more like instincts than it is memories.
yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. I also heard of a disease too that's probably one of the very bad disease. So it was like on fucking. It wasn't Maury, but it was more shows. It was a show of that ilk
okay,
of kids. It was when you're a kid, you can't feel pain.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
no,
Yeah. And they like don't know if, you won't know if you're on fire.
You won't know. They won't. They'll be sitting
What?
there manging on their tongue, turning their tongue into hamburger meat, and have no idea because
so
they don't
like
feel pain.
what, they don't have like a nervous system or something?
Maybe
You
Or-
suffer the physical effects. Like if
Yes.
a knife were to stab you, you'd still have a bloody arm, but you just don't feel it.
Yes.
Oh, he's like the Dark Knight or the Black Knight in Monty Python. You're just walking around like it's a flash wound.
Essentially. So a lot of the kids that wear goggles because they'll be digging in their eyeball
Oh fuck!
and have no idea that that's physically causing a lot of damage to them.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's like one of those things where I am a giant pussy. Like I could never wear contacts because I'm afraid of shit with my eye. Like I can't touch my eyes.
Yeah, it took a lot of getting used to.
Yeah, that's why I got LASIK.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'll never be able to. I still have eye issues, but I could never touch them. It's just too fucking
When did you get LASIK?
2017.
And it was like an outpatient thing, right?
Yeah, it was in and out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it was like 1 day recovery, really. And then like the worst part was you can't touch your eyes for a month.
You put a cone around your neck.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you didn't touch your eyes.
Basically,
You got to get a
yes.
pair of those kids' goggles.
Yeah. Well, I probably need. Yeah, they do give you that when you sleep.
Is
I
that
was wearing
Yeah.
Horace Grant's to bed. No joke.
The Rex specs?
Yeah, I was wearing those to bed.
Damn.
Yeah, you had to. You had to. There was no. Well, you didn't have to, but I didn't trust myself.
Yeah. I also feel like I don't really roll over, but I feel like I move my arms around and stuff when I'm sleeping.
I've also read, or I've heard before, that if your immune system knew about your eyes, they'd fucking murder your eyes.
why?
The eyes are a part of your brain. Like it's not like they connect directly to your brain. It's the only organ that does that. So there's no like barrier. It's just eyes to brain, straight.
No middleman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's something where there's something we have in our eyes that protects it from the immune system. So if that goes away for someone, it'll start legitimately eating your eyes, which I think that might be blindness, what I just said. But
Like because what's that called?
glaucoma.
Glaucoma.
Yeah.
And like it's like your cataracts, right? Is that
I hope I didn't just describe glaucoma. People are like, yeah, you did, you fucking moron. But I know I read something about that.
no pun intended, but
Yeah.
like a lot of medical stuff is just like a blind spot for me. Like I just don't know much about it.
Really?
Yeah.
I find that shit interesting though.
Yeah, no, my mom is like we had her on for Dog Walk in 2019 talking about Lyme and like how it impacts like all these different, and like she'll tell me stuff and I'm like, you are speaking
A different language,
yeah. Like you might as well be speaking Greek. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you a big bro science guy?
What's bro science?
Like they say,
Science
like,
for bros.
Yeah.
Well, give me an example. Thanks, Dan.
Bro talk.
Yeah.
Like they say a lot of like, well, Rogan has a lot of like actual scientists and stuff on, but
Yeah.
they say he's a lot of bro science. Like, he'll get bagged for being bro. I'm not saying he is or he isn't.
Yeah, I feel like the people they just hate him. They're trying to.
People hate everyone.
Yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
Stop hating. Yeah. And so like what would be bro science? Like the tub in the ice tub in the sauna, cold tub in sauna. Is that bro science? Is that what you're talking about?
Let me see.
Or is it more just like how they explain it, like in bro terms, layman terms?
I'm looking. Yeah. 10 popular bro science myths busted. Stop eating meals late at night. If you eat right before sleeping, your body turns into what you ate straight into fat.
Is that a myth, or it's true?
That's bro science. It says.
See, but I
Cardio kills your gains.
Okay, now I get it.
Gotta drink a protein shake right after you work out.
oh, so this is
Are these myths? Are they
this
saying
sounds
myths
like
busted or?
this sounds
I
like
don't know.
meathead science. Though
Yeah.
I wouldn't call this bro. Bros and meatheads are way different to me.
Yeah, I guess.
Also, like intermittent fasting is like a thing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so isn't that like you?
Come on, hit us, bro. Hit us with some bro science right now.
But isn't that like you eat at noon and then you eat like all your meals between like noon and 6 p.m.? Isn't that like what you just said? Don't eat before bed because it turns to fat.
I think it's essentially just like blocking off, I don't know, 7 hours where you don't eat.
Well, it's more than that. It's 18 hours.
Oh,
Depends on what you want to do.
But isn't that what it is? If you're well, the math that I just did. If you're eating between 12 and 6, the other 18.
You could do
hours,
8 and 16. You could do
we might
12
need
and 12. or
6
something.
and 18.
Okay.
We need to get a bro
4 and
scientist on
20.
here.
Yeah.
You could do OMAD, 1 meal a day.
There was that guy. I read his book a long time ago, Stanley McChrystal, who he was the guy who kind of like, remember they had like the surge, we're gonna like fix the Iraq war and they send all these troops in, and he like fixed all, like he was in charge of all special forces in Iraq, and then he was a 1 meal a day guy, and he would do 1 meal a day, and then he would also run like 8 miles every day. He's like the fittest dude ever. He's old. And then he also said that when he was like the best officers, like when they were pulling him out of West Point, he was a West Point guy, were the guys who finished in like the bottom 25% and the guys who got in trouble. Like because
I believe that.
if you're like
100%.
a straight and narrow guy, like you're kind of a dink that nobody will respect. And then they also say that those people like they don't think on their feet as much. So like when you're in actual battle, you're like, you still just try to do everything by the book, even if it might not make sense because it's like all you know.
Well, yeah, because those people are in their residences, cooped up, just reading the book.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they're not facing,
Combat.
yes.
Yeah.
No, not even that. Just like regular
Real world,
conflict that
yeah.
you have in your life.
Yeah.
Like with, a crazy person at the gas station.
Right.
You're not
True.
encountering
This,
that.
Yeah.
there was nothing about this in the book. Dealing
Yeah.
with the crazy person at the gas
Yeah.
station.
For sure.
Yep.
For sure. And that's why, it goes beyond that. The bubble, that goes into normal people too.
Yeah, probably.
Right?
Yeah.
The bubble of your neighborhood.
I guess when I was surprised, I read this book like, I don't know, 10 years ago, something like that, maybe longer. But I was just surprised to hear, because you think like, oh, he went to West Point. Like they're all like such high performing type of guys. It's almost like you think they're all kind of the same. But but I guess that's just not the case. You're going to have shitheads in every class, and no matter what the program is, and the shitheads end up being like the most successful people.
Oh, yeah.
At least out of West Point.
Yeah. What is it? That's why. You want to live in a neighborhood that's safe and like nice, but also at the same time, you do want some.
Yeah.
You do want some conflict. You do want some.
There's that other fucking guy, Jonathan Haidt. He's like one of those kind of famous psychologists, but he wrote a book called like The Coddling of the American Child or whatever. And it was just like, everybody's a pussy now because their parents are just hovering over and watching everything they did.
There's no adversity.
Yeah, and like back in like people don't know how to solve conflicts because, and like when we were kids, if you had an issue with like, at least when I was a kid, I'm older than you guys, I feel like there's like stuff that switched like right after. Like my brother, who's 10 years younger, had a way different school experience, like public school experience,
and we had a different one than the ones older than us.
Probably. But I feel like mine is probably more similar to like my cousins who were in school in the 80s when I was in like the 90s than it was. Like I feel like there was like a big switch.
Yeah, cyberbullying became a big thing.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone thinks that they had it harder than the people after them, for the most part.
Oh, so I don't even know if that's true.
Yeah, I think kids might have it harder than us now.
Yeah, and I don't even. That's not even what I'm saying. But they're saying that like if you're getting teased or bullied,
certain aspects.
But in like the long run, it's like good for you. Or if you had like a conflict on the schoolyard or whatever, in the neighborhood, you didn't go run into your parents. Like you kind of worked it out yourself, and it like taught you how to like deal with people in a real world manner. More so than just being like, well, you're just running to an authority figure to solve it for you.
Yeah, but I'm saying when it comes to everything, like look at, or not everything, sorry, but like look at school with like schoolwork. These kids are going to learn ChatGPT. Like that's a real thing.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that.
You know what I mean? Like they're going to have it easier in that aspect.
And people used to say that about us too. Remember when like
yes, that's what I mean. Every generation, in my opinion, has this thought where it's like, oh, they don't. Kids these days, they're
like, what do you mean you looked it up on the
school.
internet? You looked it up on the internet? No, you go to the library and get out that Dewey Decimal System and look it up in the encyclopedia.
Exactly. You weren't asking Smarter Child on AIM for test questions?
No, Smarter Child didn't know shit.
Yeah, he wasn't. That was...
I don't even know what Smarter Child is.
He was like a AIM bot that you could just always talk to and he'd respond for those of us who didn't have friends.
Yeah, that was my only friend on AIM.
I have a question. Met this random girl at a party, and her name was Alexandria, and I noticed some people were calling her Alex and some people were calling her Lexi. Those nicknames are way too different when it comes to like thinking of someone's personality.
Yeah.
But like Alex versus Lexi, those are two different people. Lexi is like a dirty little thing.
Whore.
But anyone who typically has like, the I at the end of their name.
Yeah,
she put a heart over the I.
But just even Alexa versus Lexi would be a lot better. But Alex is like the most proper.
I feel like
Alexandria.
Alexas are dead. Like
Amazon killed it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've met an Alexa. Can you imagine if you like someone like now, like someone had a daughter today and we're named it Alexa? You'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Alexa, Karen.
What's your
Kyle.
other daughter's name? Siri? Like, what do you know?
Yeah.
True. It's a good point. What's the? You got to be one or the other. Is what you're saying?
They're too far apart to have that to be called both of them.
Yeah. Well, you're only pro when you have kids. You're pro. They're going to be dual names. Like you want like.
What's a dual?
Sam and Sam, like Alex and Alex, like
Samantha and Samuel.
Yeah, like
that won't make anything confusing in the household.
Yeah, Ryan.
Eddie said he's gonna call his kid by his middle name instead of his first name.
No, I hate that.
My family has some of that.
Right, I hate
my brother. Well, it's like I think it's a bigger thing in the South.
It's a huge thing in the South.
Yeah, but my brother-in-law. So my nephew is the third. Okay. But he goes by a different name than his dad. So he goes by the same name as the grandpa, but they're all like blank. I don't want to give their names, but they're all like...
Give them up.
They're all like John David, whatever. And my brother-in-law would go by the middle name, and then his son goes by the first name.
But at least that's probably to avoid confusion, like saying one name and everyone responding.
I mean, but all Bigs and Littles have been around forever.
Yeah.
It's Big John. Big John the mailman.
Yeah.
Shout out.
When you get three, though... Who's big? Who's what do you call him? Medium John the third.
Your grandpa.
Yeah,
Grandpa John.
But we have my mom's 1 of 9, so I have like 30 cousins, right? 34 cousins on that side. None on my dad's side. All the cousins are on my mom's side. So a couple weekends ago, I met some people out. So I had like my best friend from high school was in town from Ohio, and my cousin was in town from New Jersey, and my other cousin who lives here came out as well. So I was introducing like my group to like this other group. I'm like, this is my cousin Michael. This is my cousin Michael. So, and they're like, how many other cousin Michaels do you have? I'm like, I have another cousin Michael. He's not here. And I also have an uncle Michael. So it's like I don't know what the deal is, but like we just repeat names. No one's ever confused. We figured it out. There's also 3 Matts.
What's the name of your lefty cousin?
Brian.
Lefty.
Yeah.
That's how you know him?
Big
Yeah.
Brian guy.
Yeah. No, I love Brian. But it sucked sitting next to him at holiday parties.
That's why I liked him,
Yeah.
because he would just give you hell. When you
Oh,
were-
yeah. Well, and he's like 7 or 8 years older than me. So when he was 18 and I was 10, he would just
boxing you
fucking
out.
body me. Yeah. Yep.
playing the violin with his left arm.
But how was he boxing you out? I think I missed this story.
So if you're sitting at a crowded dinner, like big dining room table for dinner, for Christmas dinner or whatever, and I'm trying to cut my food, he would just give me a because he was a lefty, so and his leverage was different than my leverage, and I would always just get like, oh, I guess I'll just wait 20 minutes to eat.
Your dominant elbows were clinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck being a lefty, dude.
Be sweet for sports.
Yeah, but how many people actually turn that into something meaningful?
I don't know, and it's also weird that it's the opposite for hockey. Like it's more rare to be a righty in hockey, like a shoot right.
I was a lefty in hockey.
So was that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm a righty in everything else.
Same. That's very common.
How did you figure out that you were only a lefty in hockey? Just shooting with the right and it wasn't working?
It's how it's however you shovel snow. Whatever your instinct to shovel snow is, that's what you are for hockey. So like, it's your dominant hand. So like your left hand's lower.
Really?
Yeah. So if you pick up a shovel and you put your right hand down instinctually, you're shooting right.
Yeah, so my left hand is lower.
Yeah.
No shit, dude.
Yeah.
Do you shovel with your left? Is that true?
definitely
I
does.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had better cheddar with lefty shooting lefty
I like
too.
Yeah.
My
better
left,
cheddar.
Better cheddar.
my left was.
How do you do,
fucking-
fellow kids?
I mean, yeah. Well, he won the ball hockey championship.
As a
Yeah, I
lefty,
did.
huh?
Yeah,
McCormick Place.
Hiawatha Park, citywide.
When we did the auto show, we walked right by his plaque.
Really?
Yeah.
No. I mean,
Congrats.
it's, I don't.
I don't really want to talk
I don't
about it,
know,
guys.
exactly.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
over.
like White Sox Dave. I don't want to, just, I like to keep my accomplishments in my pocketbook.
There you go.
Very modest of you not bringing up your 8-year-old hockey championship.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a tough battle. Smith Park, they were really good.
Ooh, heard about them.
Smith Park was strong. But yeah. All right then, we could wrap it here. Great conversation. Great chat.
Let us know if you know any bro scientists.
Yeah,
I'd love to talk
We'd
to
love
him.
to talk about some bro science on here.
Well, is Huberman? Is he bro science?
No, I think he's an actual scientist.
Well, I
he's
know
a
he is, but do they call
neurologist.
him bro science?
I mean, I'm sure some asshole would.
yeah, because I've been listening to him lately. He just had one on psilocybin.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's makes you interested in it.
Yeah, he makes me feel like I'm ready to do it, and then I don't do it. You
Yeah.
know? that's you. Yeah.
I did it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Psilocybin?
yeah.
Oh, I'm just
Oh.
saying about everything.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Oh.
Not about psilocybin.
No,
Just
I've
saying
done
all his
I've
health
tried a
tips.
few of his different things.
Did you?
Where like you get up like and get in sunlight in the morning.
Yeah.
Did you take psilocybin recently?
Yeah.
I think we got to talk about it. How
What
was
is
it?
what exactly is
Like
that?
shrooms?
Yeah, I did in the chocolate
Mm.
bar form, but
Hashtag chocolate bars.
yeah.
Were you tripping, bro?
No, I don't think I was like too afraid to do a lot to the point where I actually tripped, so it didn't feel much different than like weed for me.
Gotcha.
Like it was just like a body, and then like some little bitch. So I was like, they say like you can do like a heroic dose. That's what they call it, and that's when you're like it like changes your brain like permanently. I'm a little afraid of that. I don't know if I need a permanent change.
A heroic dose.
You
Yeah.
just didn't want the extra chocolate.
Well, I got 2 bar. Like if I had eaten the whole bar, I feel like that would have been a.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I had like 2
You
or
still
3.
got the second bar?
No, I'm getting. You want some more?
I tried it for the first time in like January. Did I bring this up
Whoa.
yet?
No.
Yeah, I tried the first time in like January. My friend had one. I was like, all right, fuck. I probably didn't have enough. We turned on Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and we tried to like feel something, and it didn't work.
Yeah, and I just like I don't want to be around anybody when I do it.
Yeah.
You know, which I think you're actually supposed to do the opposite. But I'm also not doing enough where it's like, maybe I'll jump out that
Throws
window.
off the vibes.
Yeah,
Danny's on. I've been on psilocybin 800 times.
but
Not true.
what's his face? Huberman says like the best way to do it is to do a lot, and then you put a sleep mask on and just like lay down, and then
Ooh.
you'll see like geometric shapes and like God or something.
It's like a Volkswagen Beetle just run across your eyes.
Whatever you want.
Damn.
Tesla, whatever.
So I'll see if I can get you some more.
All right.
All right, next
All right,
episode.
Next episode.
Next episode.
I'd rather do that than watch Requiem for a Dream again.
Yeah.
Fucking psychopath.
Tripping without the shrooms.
Oh,
Yes.
man. All right, then. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks for watching. Back tomorrow. See you then.